Bourbon Barkeep. We're here.
Welcome.
We got
Welcome me, I should say. This is your house, so.
bracket 3.
Bracket 3, this is the third week. We've been doing our March Madness kind of trial run, if you will. First year we had March available, and we'll probably fine tune, but we're having fun with it so far for sure.
We had a potential upset bid first round.
Yeah, come up just short.
Just
short.
Barely.
Yeah.
And then we had an absolute free-for-all battle royale with one of the most popular distillers in Buffalo Trace.
Right.
But ultimately, we're here tonight for one of the oldest and most popular distilleries in all of America.
That's right.
We have Heaven Hill.
There we go, for week 3, Heaven Hill.
Welcome to Heaven Hill, to the Bourbon Barkeep March Madness. We have our 4 bottles here that we'll dive into a little bit. But this is the world's largest independent, family-owned bourbon distillery, and they are producing 1,300 barrels a day.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to go with like a month.
A day.
A day, yeah.
I mean, that's
1,300 barrels.
Yeah.
Man, good for them. Good for Heaven Hill.
Yeah.
Raking in that money.
Making in some money.
Yeah.
So their current distillery is called the Heaven Hill Bernheim Distillery. We'll talk about how they kind of came into that distillery in a second.
Okay.
But they are located in Louisville. They're let me get this right, the 7th largest alcohol supplier in the United States, the 2nd largest holder of bourbon whiskey inventory in the world, the largest independent family-owned and operated producer and marketer of distilled spirits in the United States, and the only large family-owned distillery company headquartered in Kentucky.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So these guys were actually founded in 1935 by Joseph L. Beam.
Okay.
We got another Beam in here, just trying to make his way.
Timothy's brother, huh?
Timothy's something.
Something.
I don't know what he is.
Like long relative, but.
Right. So their current master distiller today is actually a Beam, Parker Beam, and his son, Craig Beam. So there's been just a lineage of distillers in the Beam cousin away from Jim Beam's threat. They're just running in parallel.
It's in the blood
at this point.
Yeah, it's in the blood.
I mean, props to them.
Yeah.
So back in 1999, these guys actually almost burned to the ground.
Maybe that's why they call it Bernheim.
No, it's spelled different. So in this fire, they had whiskey barrels allegedly shooting like stars into the night sky. I mean, you're talking about alcohol.
Yeah,
combusting.
so the cork flies out, or like the actual...
The barrel.
Oh, they blew up. They didn't shoot into the night sky.
According to eyewitness accounts, this is pre-smartphones, right? 99? Yeah.
Yeah. Emails.
No camera phone. No LeBron James on the flip phone. There were barrels shooting across the sky.
I don't know if the science backs that, but eyewitness accounts, I mean, have to trust it.
So they wound up losing, in this fire, 90,000 barrels.
Okay.
Approximately 7.7 million gallons and $30 million.
30 million, yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, that hurts. That hurts about.
Yeah, you would think they had some sort of like insurance plan to help at least with a little bit with that, but
I mean, it's 99. It's not prohibition. You'd
think you'd have to have your shit insured.
So Bernheim Distillery comes to them and they're like, hey, your stuff burned down. I have one. You want to buy it? And Heaven Hill, they were like, yeah.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Sure. So that's the marriage.
That's the marriage.
Yeah.
They have 60 rick houses totaling 1.5 million barrels.
That's a lot.
They'll be fine for that.
1,300 a day.
They'll be fine for a bet. So now, contenders.
Yeah. Rules and regulations as to what helps us pick these bottles. Under 115 proof, under $75, I believe, $85.
85.
Cannot be over $85. And then we wanted to make sure we stayed away from the Elijah Craig barrel proofs that put out different versions multiple times a year.
Yeah.
Some that you'd
Some
actually,
consistency.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're just picking random from a batch of A, B, or C and hoping it's going to beat the rest. So
Right. So going in no specific order that I can think of, we got Elijah Craig here, 94 proof, non-age stated, used to be 12 years.
Wow, that's old.
Used to be 12 years, so kind of before the bourbon boom, you had the Weller 12, you had Elijah Craig 12, and essentially Weller decided to keep the 12. You could see the demand for better or worse, and Elijah Craig kind of kept their pricing the same And I feel like the demand for a nice shelfer cocktail bourbon is still there.
Yeah, for sure.
So this has some younger whiskey in it, but ultimately 12 is probably still in there, but they dropped that age statement off of it.
They've cut it a little bit, yeah.
This is rocking at $27, I believe. It's not bad.
Damn good.
Yeah.
I'd argue, especially nowadays.
Yeah. And I guess overall, the Heaven Hill Distillery, their mash bill, so we're not going to beat it into the ground for at least the 3 that are disclosed, is 78% corn, 12% malted barley, and 10% rye.
Okay.
So that's going to be at least these 3. Widow Jane, on the other hand, not disclosed.
Okay.
So we have...
Leave it up to your imagination.
And I found out, as doing research, that Widow Jane was under Heaven Hill. So I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah.
So
I didn't either until you told me.
yeah, so we got 91 proof, a 10-year, and I would say $60, $70.
Depending on where you get it. Yeah, you can find it as low as 55, but yeah, if you are seeing it for over 70, you need to walk out of that store.
The name actually came from, they use water that comes from the Widow Jane mines in Rosendale, New York.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like, cool. I thought it was going to be like a darker story, but no.
Anytime you see the word widow, yeah, you tend to kind of lean toward sadness, but yeah, that's actually kind of a pleasant little surprise, little tidbit there.
Yeah, yeah. Now on to the villain of the lineup, if you will. Maybe 2 villains, but the villain, Heaven Hill. So they previously had a 6-year bottled in bond. It was a white label. It was beautiful. It was cool looking. Had a nice emblem on it. It was $15, and it was absolutely incredible, according to other people. I've never tried it.
Sure. Missed out on premium price.
Yeah. For $15, 6-year, that's a steal.
Sure.
Now, and that was discontinued in 2019. They came back 1 year older, $50.
That's not it.
So you got your typical bottle and bond, going to be 100 proof, but 7 years at this point. Last but not least, another villain, if you will.
Yeah.
Mr. McKenna. We've done a spotlight on him. We did a little deep dive into who Henry was. Take a look at that.
Hank to son to his friends, but yeah.
If he had any friends.
He's kind of a money grubber. At least from the outside looking in, that's what it seems.
Tell you what, you had a good whiskey at $35.
You had a great whiskey at $35. You had a good whiskey at $45.50. You have a pretty mediocre whiskey at $65.70. It's pretty disappointing. As you said, 100% markup in what, 3 years? Maybe not even. It's it's kind of overnight. It's become actually kind of annoyingly expensive, but had it before, enjoyed it, so we'll see how it stands up to the rest of the guys.
High volatility on these barrels too. So I'm kind of curious what type of barrel we have here.
Yeah.
And we'll see who's left standing when the buzzer sounds.
Yeah, winner on to the final 4 in 2 weeks now. We have the Cinderella region quadrant, if you will, next week, but have 2 spots filled, 2 to go. Heaven Hill.
Yes. Yep.
Without further ado, we have the 4 bourbons shuffled in front of us. Do not know which one is which. We usually start with the left hand and move left to right on first pass. So
the left hand has treated you well?
Yeah, I always start with the left, if you know what I mean.
Pleasurable.
To you guys, thanks for coming back to Heaven Hill. Hopefully we have, 4 quality bourbons and a fight to the last round. How many rounds are in boxing now? I feel like it always changes to 12.
I don't know, but I don't think anybody's going to go 12 here. I think this is going to be an early knockout.
Yeah. See you, man.
To you, to the new subs, welcome. Okay, I like that. Immediate nut. I'm going to go almond.
Immediate nut, huh?
Immediate nut. But I get, I'm just opening a bag of almonds or maybe a bin at Trader Joe's, and I'm just sticking my nose in.
There is kind of like a bitterness, like a salted peanut type of bitterness, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Could even go with a peanut brittle.
Is that like a toffee?
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Stays.
Yeah, that translates.
As you think it would, yeah. I'm still getting that salted peanut for me. Enjoy it.
Goes a little.
It's like ballpark.
Yeah, it goes a little saltier peanut rather than for lack of a better word, bitter almond. Toffee may be there, but yeah,
this reminds me of ballpark.
It's very salty.
Yeah.
No.
Like this is almost like you took the entire peanut shell and all and tossed it in and just like threw it in the side of your cheek like a dip.
I'm telling you, that's what those Yinzers do out there.
Pretty decent finish for the most part. It doesn't necessarily sit on the tongue, but it does last, I feel like, a little bit longer than I expected it to.
Yeah, I would agree. The finish is nice. It does linger. I wouldn't call it very viscous, but it's there. That second sip, the oak started to come through a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like I'm just like craving a little ballpark peanut. Like I kind of enjoy it. It's not really a ton to write home about, but I enjoy it.
I tell you what, I mean, on a nice spring day, you get a little whatever we're drinking here, and have a hot dog and feel like you're at the ballpark.
Sure. All right. Yeah, I'll keep that here, I guess. Hopefully I don't knock it over.
I do like the nose. It's kind of growing on me a little bit.
Yeah.
This will be an interesting revisit one.
Mm-hmm.
Very different. I get a lot more sweetness in terms of the caramel vanilla, but it is a lighter nose. Like I do have to get in there to get there.
Mm-hmm.
But this one goes so much sweeter than what that first one was.
Sure. Yeah, there's like almost like a cotton candy for me. Like a cherry cotton candy, like the red cotton candy.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. I like that.
Yeah, very like kind of fruity berry,
Yeah.
like a fruit gusher.
Yeah, I'll meet you with the strawberry fruit gusher. Maybe a fruit by the foot type of thing.
Sure.
Like a fake strawberry. If you're drying, like I feel like my mouth is a desert right now.
I'm trying to talk through it.
Holy hell. Yeah, it went from this like strawberry candy, maybe even like the ones your grandma had that were wrapped like a strawberry. You know what I'm talking about? With like the green, you unwrap it. It has like even the strawberry filling, like that. And then all of a sudden it goes to like a desert.
Sure.
Like I'm just gonna like lick sandpaper.
I mean, it kind of takes your breath away almost, but not in a like this is hot way. It's like I don't have any saliva left in my mouth way. All right, number 3.
Man, that glass
Interesting.
two is a journey.
Intriguing. Ooh. This is kind of like
I like this one too.
kind of like a lime margarita to you.
I mean,
Do you kind of get that like
I do.
It's like a
I mean, now it's in my mind, so like I hope that I do, but I can,
maybe I just want a
I see
margarita.
the citrus and I see the salt.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, there is like a slight marker note to it, like huffing a marker.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't love that.
No, like it goes a little bready. Like the more I swirl it, the more I can complement the marker to more of a bread. I'm going to leave it with bread. It's graduated from marker, I'm going to get high off of it, to like just a loaf of bread.
The lime margarita for me is kind of gone.
Like oak up front, maybe like a drying cinnamon on the sides of my tongue right now, not in the middle. It's really weird when like it starts to cling to different parts of your tongue.
Sure.
Because there's just dry
Maybe
cinnamon.
you have a head tilt. Keep your head straight. See if it sits better. There you go. Better?
My mom did tell me I have horrible posture. I do kind of like the nose, and it just doesn't go to the tongue. Like there's a sharpness to this one.
I like the nose. Like, yeah, I'm with you. It doesn't translate in any way, like you said.
It's nice on the tip.
Bitter on the swallow.
Second sip, it actually increased in pleasurability, if you will.
Sure.
Like
I think you're just looking for pleasure.
Maybe. No, it's still pretty heavy on the oak. It's a little less astringent. Like
Good word.
Open the vocabulary
Yeah,
up.
sure, man. Yeah, good word.
But yeah, it bounced back on the second sip better.
I'm looking forward to the second run through, and
It's gonna be hard.
hoping that has improved in my mind a little bit because, yeah, it's not my favorite.
Don't like this nose.
This is like a sawmill.
This is grass, hay.
Yeah.
I just walked.
You ever see The Notebook?
I haven't. I just like, it's kind of one of those times where it's like I have other movies. If I need a good cry, I have other movies. Click. Shout out Adam Sandler. No, he's watching.
That's the one, huh?
Man, a Click gets me, man. I don't know what it is.
Anyway, the picture in my mind is so the main character Noah actually, like in the back third of the movie, he's like, not to ruin it, but
Wait.
yeah, spoiler. He's like built this house for this girl, and he's
Rachel?
like Rich McAdams, yeah, and he's this like carpenter, and he has this barn that is like his workshop.
Okay. Like
So
this?
there's like a sawmill more or less. So there's just like wood shavings everywhere. He's kind of in a farmhouse atmosphere. So there's you know the hay, the grass, the long, what do you call that, fescue, if you will, right on a lake. Beautiful scene.
Okay. I feel like I get like a freshly cut grass.
So yeah, I get a grass that's been growing for a while.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Someone needs
Yeah,
to cut
it's definitely, it has like an outdoorsy, but it's not exactly pleasant. It's like I'm allergic to wood, and it's somebody just like sawed 2x4s for 3 hours right in front of me.
So you're going to look like Hitch as you continue to huff this.
Sure.
Maybe it's because it's in my mind, but I feel like I'm sucking on a Home Depot 2x4.
See? Told you, man. It's Noah's workshop.
Like maybe like I walked into Home Depot with a little too much confidence and someone tried to put me in my place and just like shoved a piece of wood into my mouth.
Like hit you with it.
Like disrespectfully thrusted their wood into my mouth. And I was like, wow, that's like primed. I hope the second sip treats that better because that, like it's also like harsh, kind of spicy.
Sure.
The grass and herbal continues right there.
Yeah. Like right at the back of the throat. Yeah. So you keep hearing us talk about second sip. What we've done the past couple weeks through our first two regions is we go through first time around, give our notes, kind of what we like, dislike about the nose, palate, finish, all the above. And then we kind of take our time with the second pass through, kind of collect our thoughts and try to figure out how we're going to score these guys. We do a, out of 100, average ours together, and best man wins as far as how high that number goes. But I'm ready for second swing if you are.
Someone's not going to do well, I can tell you that.
I think a couple aren't going to do well, but we'll do that real quick. I'll speed it up so you don't have to sit through that, and we'll be right back.
Totaled up. One of us can do it in our head, and one of us can't at all.
It's just finding the middle of two numbers, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I'm not proud. Calculator's a crutch, is what it is.
That is sure. Yeah, sure.
This is one of the first rounds to where we try not to sway each other as kind of we're going through, but we do a lot of tasting notes because your preference is not my preference and vice versa.
Right.
So that's kind of why we just word vomit our tasting notes and experience.
Sure.
For this episode, it was experiences.
Right.
But this is the first one that we were vastly different. That was great.
Different on a couple different of these. So without further ado, man,
please.
We'll start, as we've done in the past, we'll start with unveiling fourth place, and then work our way up fourth, third, and then we'll unveil first, because if we unveil second, we know what first is anyway. So starting with fourth place, coincidence, glass number 4.
It was not for me tonight.
Not for me.
Heaven Hill.
Wow, it is a villain, as you said.
Yeah, I mean,
like it was very like an abrasive sawdust.
Yeah.
And I know I painted that picture of like Noah with the Notebook, and it's like if you've seen the Notebook, it's a beautiful setting. This is not a beautiful bottle.
It's a beautiful scene, probably.
Yeah. And then someone came in and just effed it all up.
But if someone was like, "Hey, huff this glass, it smells like it."
Yeah. Or if Noah like took my face and just like rubbed it in the sawdust on the ground, that's what it would have been like. So fourth place, number 4, Heaven Hill, not our favorite. We did agree a line on that one. Okay, so third place, we're going glass number 2.
Glass 2. Would you like to unveil?
I'll unveil, yeah. Glass 2, we are looking at McKenna. It's just, it was fine. It's atrocious for $70.
It's not fine. Pleasurable.
Sure.
It's just pleasurable.
Yeah, 62, barely there.
Yeah, it was close to highly average.
Mm-hmm.
If Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond was a little better,
mm-hmm.
it probably would have been highly average. But going from glass 4 to glass 2 on the revisit,
sure.
The gap had to be larger.
Right. Okay. So now to our first and second place finishers, winner of which moving on to the final 4 in 2 weeks, as we said. Obviously, a giant deal for both of these bottles.
Absolutely. I mean, this could make them.
And this is, if you're thinking mathematically, when you're averaging together 2 numbers, the closest margin of victory you can possibly have is half a point, correct? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, and that's
right.
what we had tonight with a 67.5 versus 67 finish. Our first place winner moving on to the Bourbon Barkeep March Madness Final 4 is Glass 1. 67.5 to 67, Glass 1. Widow Jane.
Widow Jane. This is one of those times to where I'm upset for the Cinderella.
Mm-hmm.
You wish Bang for the Buck was included because I would think that I enjoyed the Elijah Craig more than you, but the amount that the Elijah Craig opened up was very, very
You did enjoy it more than me. Yeah, if we want to go to individual scores here.
Yeah, just out of curiosity.
I had Widow Jane at a 66 and Elijah Craig at a 63. And you had Widow Jane at a 69 and an Elijah Craig with a 71. So
it kicked into the good stuff to where I was like, this is what I want my bourbon to taste like.
Yeah.
If I don't need barrel proof,
Sure.
we're just tasting it on the tongue. It was very good. But yeah, I mean, the Elijah Craig held its own.
I can't kind of plug enough the fact that it's not even $30. Congrats to Widow Jane by narrowest of margins, as I said, moving on to the final 4. Next week, you keep plugging, I wish we had a Cinderella. We will have a Cinderella as of next week.
We will have a Cinderella next week. This is to essentially expose some of these bottles that are not coming from the major distillers that are really damn good bottles.
Yeah. So tune in next week to find out what those are.
Yeah, I'm excited
Looking forward to
to
it.
put them. I'm actually not excited. I think that's going to be one of our hardest rounds that we do.
Yeah, but I don't back away from a challenge. I am excited.
Good for you.
Yeah. But yeah, man, without further ado, we always forget to say like and subscribe at the beginning of the episode. We'll see you next week. Congrats to Widow Jane once more.
Congrats to Widow Jane and
On to the final 4.
Elijah Craig. It's a bye.
We'll cheers our winner. It is a bye. No.
Okay, that's true.
See you. See you guys.